right. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Thursday, September 5th of 2024. We are convening a session of the Philadelphia Tax Review Board. My name is Melissa Andre. I'm the Executive Director. And with me today is our Board Chair, Paula Weiss, as well as board members George Matthews, John O'Connor. And like I said, I thought I had saw Nancy, but she must have fallen off. So at some point, maybe Nancy Cameradiner. But this is enough to have quorum and to proceed. So at this time, I'm going, I have to say this. I forgot. Please be aware that this is a public hearing and it is being recorded because the meeting is public. Participants and viewers have no expectation of privacy. And by continuing to be in this meeting, you are consenting to being recorded. This recording will be posted on the Tax Review Board website. And I'll hand it over to Paula. Paula?
Good afternoon, everyone. Tax Review Board hearings for September 5th, 2024 are now in session. Before we jump into cases that we can actually deal with today, I want one administrative matter from our agenda, and that is Philly Auto. Last four digits, it's three cases, last four digits of the docket, 9359 and 7229 and 7156 have been continued to another, and they will be scheduled for another date. With that being said, we're going to move into Front Step, which has multiple cases. Melissa, do I need to read in all of the docket numbers for this?
Maybe just the last four of each, and maybe say the street, add the property address.
Front Step, last four digits of the docket, 9590, 9591, 9592, 9593, 9594, 8626, 8627, 8633, 8634, 8635, 8636. And I think that covers everything that's listed for today. Is there someone here who is representing Front Step?
That would be me, Art Fritzinger from Cozen O'Connor for Front Step.
Welcome, Mr. Fritzinger. And for the city?
Jeffrey Cohen for the city. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Not sure who wants to start. My understanding from prior conversations is that this may be in settlement discussion. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right.
The parties are requesting what for this case will be a short continuance of 2 to 3 months, with the understanding that these cases are several years old. The issues are primarily with reaching a settlement because the properties or the owner of the properties, Front Step, it's my understanding is not in a position currently to pay the total amounts of all of these bills. So that's what we are trying to work out is working out and negotiating a reduction and a general framework for the payment, understanding that it will not be immediate.
Okay, Mr. Fritzinger, does that meet with your understanding as well?
Yes, absolutely. I think there's a real interest in trying to settle these because these properties are being operated, by Front Step as a nonprofit. They've been a community garden on these properties for, at least 5 or 6 growing seasons. They've been a presence in the community, and we want to resolve these liens so that the properties can still be continued to use for public good, and the city, has a prospect of getting paid for the liens and the demolition and taxes that were due. And that the properties can continue to provide a public good to the community there. And the structure that Mr. Cohen was describing, I think, is exactly the one that we hope we can work out here.
Okay, so then let me suggest that we look at a 90-day continuance with a must be tried after that because of the age of these cases and obviously the effort you're putting in now, that if you come back to us in 90 days and have been unable to reach a settlement, that we're just going to go ahead and hear them.
Thank you very much, members of the board.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so I need concurrence from my fellow board members. John
O'Connor, I concur.
George
Matthews, I concur.
And I concur as well. So these matters will be continued for 90 days. Obviously, if you reach a settlement, please, one of you notify our administrative office so that we do not put these back on the schedule and can close them on our docket.
Of course. Thank you, members of the board.
Thank you.
And
all right,
thank you, Mr. Fritzinger.
Thank you very much. That's all the business I have with the board today. Do you mind if I was excused, please?
Oh, please, yes.
Thank you very much. Hope everyone has a great afternoon.
Thanks.
Take care. Thank you.
All right, and then we're going to move on to Mr. Cohen. Are you sticking around?
Absolutely. You have my undivided attention this entire hearing.
For like 10 more minutes.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to move on to Airfill HVAC 9744, the last 4 digits of the docket. I understand there's also some news about this case. Mr. Cohen, is there anyone here from?
Yes, Paula, they're coming in. This is.
Okay,
If you can-
I'll wait until not only are they in
Yes.
the room, but the Russian interpreter is in the room, able to provide translation.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On that note, I'm done. Enjoy everybody. Enjoy the
Oh,
weekend.
Thank you, Supervisor. Take care.
Okay, my name is Paula Weiss. I'm the chair of the Tax Review Board. We are moving on with Airfill HVAC, last 4 digits of the docket 974.
Excuse me, could you make pauses, please, for interpretation?
So I just wanted to announce that I understand we have an interpreter in the room. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so I need your name and your client's name for the record.
Elizabeth Seletsky, S-E-L-E-T like Tom, S-K-Y. Ваше имя?
Максим Золотарев.
Катерина Ворона.
Okay, do each of you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth?
Вы клянетесь или утверждаете, что показания, которые вы будете давать, это правда?
Да.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I am gonna,
Paula,
yes,
did you swear in the interpreter to make sure she's translating appropriately, that extra swearing in?
Mhm.
She did?
Oh, no,
Well-
I'm saying, yes, that should happen.
that should be. Okay, so, you know what, I'm not seeing, where is the interpreter
I
exactly?
She's
think
like
she's off to the
camera.
side.
Hold on, let me
Off
fix the
camera.
camera.
I'm not,
Sorry.
I'm seeing 2 people in our hearing room, but, and I'm hearing a third voice. Hi, Nancy, welcome.
I wasn't getting on and I signed off and came back on. I don't know what happened, but
Okay, well, we're
I'm
glad you're
here
here.
now.
All right, so you know what, the 3 of you need to come together a little bit closer so we can see everybody.
I think that's a little bit better. Sorry about that.
Thank you, all right. So, I'm sorry, for the interpreter, could you state your name for the record, please?
Elizabeth Seletsky, S-E-L-E-T-S-K-Y.
Thank you, and do you swear or affirm that the information and testimony you're about to provide will be the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, and I believe we've sworn in your clients. So the name of the case is Airfill HVAC. Last 4 digits of the docket 9744. And do you want to confirm that?
Bill H.
HVAC.
HVAC, последние 4 цифры 9744.
Okay, I'm going to turn to Mr. Cohen, representing the city of Philadelphia, to explain where we are with this case.
Я обращаюсь к мистеру Коэну, который представляет город Филадельфия, чтобы объяснить, где мы находимся с этим делом.
Thank you.
Just a request from the interpreter, please, to make pauses for interpretation.
Of course. Thank you, members of the board. The city is proposing an agreement to consent to reduce the amount.
Город предлагает соглашение, чтобы согласиться на уменьшенную сумму.
The original bill was for, I think, $3,000 in fines, and the city would agree to reduce that by consent to $1,000.
Изначальный счет был на $3,000 штрафов, но город согласится уменьшить до 1,000.
And the reason why the city is doing this before the board with an interpreter is due to the difficulty of obtaining an interpreter instead to translate an agreement document.
И причина, по которой город делает это через комиссию и с помощью переводчика, потому что просто найти переводчика сложно.
And if the petitioner, Airfill HVAC, is in agreement to $1,000, we can put that agreement on the record.
И если истец согласен на $1000, то мы готовы это записать в протокол.
Да, мы готовы. Еще в прошлый раз это обсуждали.
Yes, we are ready. We discussed it last time.
Okay, so you are in agreement, sir, that you will accept the city's settlement offer of $1,000.
То есть вы согласны на принять предложение о договоре от города Филадельфии на
Yes.
$1000? Yes.
Yes. All right, so Mr. Cohen, is this something that you want the board to affirm, or is this a settlement agreement you're going to sign with these petitioners?
Вы хотите, мистер Коэн, чтобы что-то еще комиссия подтвердила, или же вы просто ее подпишете вместе с истцами?
Now that the parties' agreement is on the record, the city respectfully requests that the board affirm it.
Fine. All right, so I'm going to put it to the board. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
Договор уже внесен в протокол. Мне просто требуется согласие, одобрение комиссии.
I'm going to ask for concurrence from board members that we affirm the agreement between the parties for a $1,000 settlement in this matter. John?
John O'Connor, I concur.
George?
George Matthews, I concur.
Nancy?
Nancy Camerino, I concur.
Holloway? I concur.
I'm sorry, I have one clarifying question. Is this going to be a payment arrangement or 30 days to pay the $1,000?
Это будет разбито на платежи, или это дается 30 дней для того, чтобы выплатить $1000?
I would need to check with L&I, but it would likely be that the city would take the board's decision and have L&I issue a new $1,000 corrected amount bill to send to Airfill HVAC.
And then they can negotiate with the revenue department for an agreement if they need it.
I'm sorry, excuse me, do you need all that interpreted, or this is your private conversation between
No,
yourself?
it should all be interpreted.
Okay, then I need pauses. Okay.
All right.
Interpretation. So could you please go back to the question?
Mr. Cohen, why don't you repeat what your statement was?
It's my understanding that with the board's decision, the Department of Licenses and Inspections will reissue a new corrected bill for $1,000.
И насколько я понимаю, после решения комиссии отделение лицензии инспекции издаст новый счет, исправленный на $1000.
And the corrected bill should, I believe, give a 30-day period for repayment. But that's before any other type of action would be taken to collect that amount.
И в этом исправленном счете будет даны 30 дней для того, чтобы оплатить, прежде чем будут предприняты какие-то еще шаги.
If I'm correct, if I remember, I think license fees have to be all paid. They can't be done in payment arrangement form, so I apologize for that.
Excuse me, could you repeat that, please?
License fees have to be paid in full. They cannot be, there's no payment arrangements for license fees.
Оплата за лицензии должна быть произведена полностью. Нельзя разбивать на платежи оплату за лицензии.
I do need to correct for the record, this is was from a license violation notice, so it is a statutory one-time fine. I don't know if the same applies to those as applies to license fees, which are separate.
Thanks for correcting.
Была поправка внесена, что это по закону одноразовый штраф, и я не знаю, как в этом случае он должен быть оплачен сразу или по платежам.
So let's leave it at this. The decision of the Tax Review Board is to affirm the settlement agreement of reducing this violation fine to $1,000. A letter from the Tax Review Board will be sent to petitioner within 2 weeks of this hearing. An adjusted bill will be issued by L&I At that time, the petitioner will have 30 days to pay the violation fine or have discussions with the Revenue Department as to whether or not a payment agreement is available. How's that?
Perfect.
Too many things.
Or did you-
И теперь я хочу подтвердить, что заключено соглашение, которое понижает сумму штрафа до $1000, и где-то через 2 недели истец получит письмо от комиссии, и также будет отделение лицензий и инспекций издаст новый счет на $1000, и будет 30 дней на его оплату, или потом нужно будет проводить какие-то переговоры с отделением доходов, Revenue Department.
All right, so I believe that concludes this matter.
Я предполагаю, что на этом дело закрывается.
Thank you for coming in. Good luck.
Спасибо, всего доброго.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you
And that can-
especially Ms. Seletsky for translating.
Absolutely.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Ms.
everyone.
And I think that concludes our calendar for today. Melissa, if you have a minute after everyone.
Of course.
Have a good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Have a good
I know.
afternoon, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Do you want the board to stay or just that you and,
Talk to Melissa.
okay.
Bye.
So, bye now.
Oh, no, don't record. Thank you. Recording.
Yeah.
No, I feel like that's recording.